إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. من بعد. Today, inshallah, I'll explain page 323, Sourat Al Anbiya, chapter 21. Today is 16th of Shawwal, 1444, 7th of May, 2023. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. لقد أنزلنا إليكم كتابا فيه ذكركم أفلا تعقلون. وكم قصمنا من قرية كانت ظالمة وأنشأنا بعدها قوما آخرين فلما أحسوا بأسنا إذا هم منها يركضون. لا تركضوا وارجعوا إلى ما أترفتم فيه ومساكنكم لعلكم تسألون. قالوا يا ويلنا إنا كنا ظالمين فما زالت تلك دعواهم حتى جعلناهم حصيدا خامدين. Indeed, we have sent down for you, O Muhammad ﷺ, a book in which there is dhikrukum, you remember us, things that benefit you. Will you not then understand? How many a town given to wrongdoing have we destroyed and raised up after them another people? An unjust town comes about, transgresses in the land, Allah destroys it and brings instead of it other people. And then when these unjust towns sensed our punishment, our torment, behold, they tried to run away from it. Allah says, flee not, do not run away, but return to that wherein you lived a luxurious life, and to your homes in order that you may be questioned. These unjust people cried, woe to us, certainly we have been wrongdoers, and that cry of theirs will not cease until we make them as a field that is reaped extinct. So the same way the field is reaped after the crops is yellow and ready, Allah reaps them. That means they no longer exist. The virtue of the Quran. Here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala points out the noble status of the Quran and urges them to recognize its worth. Now Allah is speaking to the Quraysh specifically at that time, and of course to all the Muslims and mankind in general after that. لَقَدْ أَنزَلْنَا إِلَيْكُمْ كِتَابًا فِيهِ ذِكْرُكُمْ. Indeed, we have sent down for you a book in which there is dhikrukum. Ibn Abbas said, honor for you. So anyone that adheres to this book will have an honor. If a person does not adhere to the Quran, he has no honor. أَفَلَا تَعْقِلُونَ. Will you not then understand? Meaning, will you not understand this blessing and accept it? This Quran, will you not accept it? This is like the ayah where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَإِنَّهُ لَذِكْرٌ لَكَ وَلِقَوْمِكَ وَسَوْفَ تُسْأَلُونَ. This is in Sourat Al-Zukhruf. And verily, this is indeed a reminder for you and your people, and you will be questioned about what said it, whether you read it, you understood it, you applied it in your own lives. How the evildoers were destroyed. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَكَمْ قَصَمْنَا مِنْ قَرْيَةٍ كَانَتْ ظَالِمَةً. How many a town given to wrongdoing have we destroyed? Meaning there were very many towns that rejected the message, tried to kill their prophets. Some of them actually did kill their prophets, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala destroyed them. This is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَكَمْ أَهْلَكْنَا مِنَ الْقُرُونِ مِنْ بَعْدِ نُوحٍ. And how many generations have we destroyed after the people of Nuh alayhi salam? Because the people of Nuh were the first town to be destroyed by the deluge and the inundation that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent on this earth, and everyone on it, human beings and animals, perished except the ones that were with Nuh alayhi salam in the ship. Similarly, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Sourat Al-Hajj, فَكَأَيِّن مِّن قَرْيَةٍ أَهْلَكْنَاهَا وَهِيَ ظَالِمَةٌ فَهِيَ خَاوِيَةٌ عَلَى عُرُوشِهَا. And many a township did we destroy while they were given to wrongdoing, so that it lie in ruins. So you go to some historical places that used to be capital cities for empires. Now it lies in ruins, only dogs and jinns inhabit it, because they did injustice and they thought that they were too strong for punishment to befall them. But Allah's power is beyond anyone's comprehension and imagination. وَأَنشَأْنَا بَعْدَهَا قَوْمًا آخَرِينَ, and raised up after them another people, means another nation which came after them. فَلَمَّا أَحَسُّوا بَأْسَنَا إِذَا هُم مِّنْهَا يَرْكُضُونَ, then when they sensed our torment, when they realized that the torment would undoubtedly come upon them, just as the Prophet had warned them, behold, they tried to run away from this punishment. They tried to run away. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told them, do not flee. Return to that where when you lived a luxurious life, and to your homes. You had a luxurious life and transgressed all bounds of justice and reason and rejected your Prophet. Now, those homes and luxurious lives that you led, you will be destroyed in them. And this is a way of ridiculing them. You will be said to them by way of ridicule, do not run away from the coming torment, because you rejected the message because you were so eager to remain in that luxurious life, so that you can be destroyed in it. Go back to the delights and luxuries and find homes in which you are living in, so that you will be destroyed therein. That's what you were so eager to keep. That's the only thing you cared about in your lifetimes. So stay there, so that when you are destroyed in that which you loved. And this is as a means of mocking them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling them, go back to your luxurious lives, in order that you may be questioned about whether you gave thanks for what you had by believing in Allah and His messengers. And in the case of Muslims, if you are having a luxurious life, having good family, you having pious kids, make sure you do give thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for that, because thanking Allah is one of the means for that bounty to stay with you, for Allah not to take it away from you. قالوا يا ويلنا إنا كنا ظالمين. The crowd will to us, certainly we have been wrongdoers. They will confess their sins when it will be of no benefit to them. فما زالت تلك دعواهم حتى جعلناهم حصيدا خامدين. And that cry of theirs will not cease until we make them as a field that is reaped and extinct. Meaning they will keep on saying that, admitting their wrongdoing, until we harvest them as it were, and their movements and voices come to a stop. وَمَا خَلَقْنَا السَّمَاءَ وَالْأَرْضَ وَمَا بَيْنَهُمَا لَاعِبِينَ لو أردنا أن نتخذ لهوا لاتخذناه من لدنا إن كنا فاعلين بل نقذف بالحق على الباطل فيدمغه فإذا هو زاهق ولكم الويل مما تصفون وله من في السماوات والأرض ومن عنده لا يستكبرون عن عبادته ولا يستحسرون يسبحون الليل والنهار لا يفترون. We created not the heavens and the earth and all that is in between for them to play. Had we intended to take a pastime, we could surely have taken it from us if we were going to do that. Nay, we fling the truth against the falsehood, so it destroys it, and behold, it disappears, this falsehood. And woe to you for that which you ascribe partners or sons with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. To Him subhanahu wa ta'ala belongs whomsoever is in the heavens and on the earth, and those who are near Him, the angels, are not too proud to worship Him subhanahu wa ta'ala, nor are they weary from their worship. They glorify His praises. These are the angels night and day. They never slacken or feel tired. Creation was made with justice and wisdom. Allah tells us that He created the heavens and the earth in truth. That means with justice. Why? So that He may requite those who do evil with that which they have done, punish them, and reward those who do good with that what is best. And this is an amana that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is referring to in Sourat Al Inna aradna al-amanata ala as-samawati wal-arda. No, this is not Sourat Al-Mu'minun. إنا عرضنا الأمانة على السماوات والأرض والجبال Let's see which surah. In Sourat Al Ahzab. إنا عرضنا الأمانة على السماوات والأرض والجبال فأبين أن يحملنها وأشفقن منها وحملها الإنسان كان جهولا. الأمانة عن ابن عباس أنها الطاعة. That means Al-Amana that Allah subhanahu is speaking about in chapter 33 Sourat Al Ahzab is this, is that Allah is going to send messengers, is going to give instructions of what's halal, what's haram. Those from haram will be rewarded goodly. Those that disbelieve and disobey will be punished. And this amana, this trust, was given, or actually was proposed to repentance, but they could not bear it. They could not bear it. They stood back. They said, "Oh Allah, we cannot bear this test." But Adam alayhi salam took that test and bore its burden. And that's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَحَمَلَهَا الْإِنسَانُ إِنَّهُ كَانَ ظَلُومًا جَهُولًا. Mankind will disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَمَا أَكْثَرُ النَّاسِ وَلَوْ حَرَصْتَ بِالْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Most of mankind, either are eager that they become believers or not believers. So that we can worship him. Worship him, that means single him out in worship, so that he can order us and forbid us. Order us to do good things and forbid us from doing bad things. And at the end, on the day of judgment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he will punish those who do evil and he will reward those who do good. And again, this is the trust, this is the amana, and this is the purpose of creation. So Allah did not create us so that we can live in peace, so that we can be happy, so that we can do this. You know, this is children's kind of mentalities that are spoken through the tongues of most people who are famous and who are ruling the world. And if you look at how they're dealing with each other like small kids. You know, they have these dangerous toys, nuclear weapons, and then, you know, they threaten each other and they send accidents at each other, and, you know, they threaten to blow up the world. Just like small kids, you know, they have no sense of reason. He did not create all that in vain or for mere play. But Allah did not create the heavens and earth only in vain or for mere play. As Allah says, أَفَحَسِبْتُمْ أَنَّمَا خَلَقْنَاكُمْ عَبَثًا وَأَنَّكُمْ إِلَيْنَا لَا تُرْجَعُونَ. Do you think, O you disbelievers, that we created you in vain and that you shall not be resurrected and brought back for the reckoning? Is that what you thought? This would be senseless, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is wise. Similarly, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمَا خَلَقْنَا السَّمَاءَ وَالْأَرْضَ وَمَا بَيْنَهُمَا بَاطِلًا ذلك ظن الذين كفروا فويل للكافرين من النار. This is in Surah Sad. And we did not create the heavens and earth and all that is in between them without purpose. Of course, there's a purpose for creation, as we said, to single out Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in worship, so that he can order us and forbid us, order us to do good things and forbid us from doing evil things. That is the consideration of those who disbelieve. The one who disbelieve, they think that they just came to exist. They will live. They need to make the most out of their years on this earth by quote unquote enjoying life, which is really not enjoyment, it's more suffering. And they think that after that they're just gonna die and nothing is gonna happen after that. No resurrection, no punishment in the grave. That's what the disbelievers believe. That then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, woe to those disbelievers from the fire, because those who believe this with another resurrection, their abode will be hellfire forever and ever. كُلَّمَا خَبَتْ زِدْنَاهُمْ سَعِيرًا. Every time fire starts to settle a little bit hot, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will cause it to become hotter. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, we did not create heavens and earth and what's in between in vain. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, or as a jest or play, Allah does not play. Okay, this is the thoughts of the disbelievers. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, if we had intended to take a pastime and a play, we could surely have taken it from us if we were going to do that. No need to create mankind, jinkind, that create the heavens, that create the earth, and have their judgment. Because the pastime does not need all of these things. لو أردنا أن نتخذ لهوا لاتخذناه من لدنا إن كنا فاعلين. Ibn Abi Najih said, that went from Mujahid, لو أردنا أن نتخذ لهوا لاتخذناه من لدنا. Had we intended to take a pastime, we could surely have taken it from ourselves. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, we would not have created paradise or hell, or death, or the resurrection, or the reckoning if we wanted to take a pastime. No need to have all these things to have a pastime. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created these things in justice. Allah created heavens and earth, hell, heaven, for a purpose, and as we said, to punish the disbelievers and the evil, and to reward the believers and those who obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If we were going to take a pastime. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if we were in the subjunctive tense, that means we're not really taking a pastime from the creation of heavens and earth. Qatada, as Suddi, Ibrahim al-Nakha'i, and Mughira bin Miqsam said, this means we will not do that. We will not take a pastime. Mujahid said, every time the word in is used in the Quran, it is a negation. In kunna fa'ilin, if we were in the subjunctive, that means we were not going to do it. بل نقذف بالحق على الباطل فيدمغه فإذا هو زاهق. Nay, we fling the truth against the falsehood. But the truth is the messengers and the true message against the falsehood of the devils of mankind and jinkind, polytheism, and all sorts of disbelief. These are the falsehoods. Means we explain the truth and thus defeat falsehood in all its forms. Allah says, فَيَدْمَعُ فَإِذَا هُوَ زَاهِقًا وَلَكُمُ الْوَيْلُ مِمَّا تَصِفُونَ. So it destroys it. That means truth destroys falsehood, and behold, the falsehood disappears. It is fading and vanishing. And woe to you, O you who say that Allah has a son, woe to you for that which you ascribe to him, that which you say and fabricate. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not have a son or a daughter, and it does not befit His Majesty to take a son or a daughter. A son or a daughter is needed for the weak creatures, because everything belongs to Allah, and everything and everyone وله من في السماوات والأرض ومن عنده لا يستكبرون عن عبادته ولا يستحسرون. To him belongs whomsoever is in the heavens and on the earth, and those who are near him. The angels are not too proud to worship him subhanahu wa ta'ala. The ayah Allah subhanahu speaking about Isa alayhi salam being a slave of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he will not be too proud to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. لا يستنكف المسيح أن يكون عبدا عن عبادته ويستكبر فسيحشرهم إليه جميعا. Al-Masih, Isa ibn Maryam, will never be proud to reject being a servant of Allah, nor the angels who are near Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will they be servants of Allah. So Al-Masih and the angels who are near Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will never be too proud to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And whosoever rejects Allah's worship and is too proud to worship Allah, then he will gather them all together onto himself into the hellfire, because the biggest reason for disbelief is pride, takabbur. This is why Iblis, angels are not too proud to worship Allah, and the angels near Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala they are not weary. The angels do not get tired or feel bored from worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and glorifying His praises night and day. They never slacken. So they glorify His praises night and day. They never slacken. They persist in their worship night and day, obeying Allah to the utmost, and they are able to do this, as Allah says, لا يعصون الله ما أمرهم ويفعلون يؤمرون, but do what they are commanded to do. أم اتخذوا آلهة من الأرض هم ينسدتها فسبحان الله رب العرش عما يصفون لا يسأل عما يفعل وهم يسألون. Or have they taken for worship gods from the earth who raised the dead? Had there been therein in the heavens and the earth gods besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then verily glorified be Allah, the Lord of the throne. He alone is He above all that evil associated with Him in His kingdom. He does what He wants, He creates what He wills, and no one is able to stop that. He subhanahu wa ta'ala cannot be questioned as to what He does. Well, they will be questioned. Why? Because He subhanahu wa ta'ala is the most wise. The cannot understand what the wise wants. So like a small kid trying to question a wise older scholar. Obviously, of course, the knowledge of the kid compared to the knowledge are very, very close compared to the difference between the knowledge of man when you have a small difference in knowledge, it's still unbefitting to ask you. So what happens with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who's the most wise, and all the wisdom belongs to Him. Refutation of false gods. Allah denounces those who take other gods instead of Him. Or have they taken gods from the earth who raised the dead? Meaning, can they bring the dead back to life and bring them forth from the earth? They cannot do any of that. It's Allah and worship them alongside Allah. Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is able to bring back the dead. And He gave that miracle to Isa alayhi salam to show the people at the time the greatness and ability of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and so that He can prove to them that Isa alayhi salam was a messenger. Then Allah tells us that if there were another God besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the heavens and the earth would have been ruined. لو كان فيهما آلهة لفسدتا. Had there been in the heavens and earth gods, meaning in the heavens and the earth, then verily both would have been ruined. This is like the ayah, ما اتخذ الله من ولد وما كان إذا لذهب كل إله بما خلق ولعلى بعضهم على بعض سبحان الله عما يصفون. No son did Allah be be Allah above all that they attribute to Him. And Allah says here, فَسُبْحَانَ اللَّهِ رَبِّ الْعَرْشِ عَمَّا يَصِفُونَ. Glorified be Allah, the Lord of the throne, above all that they associate with Him. Meaning, glorified be He above what they say about Him, having offspring or partners. Allah has no offspring, no partners. Glorified and exalted and sanctified be He far above all the lies that they fabricate. لَا يُسْأَلُ عَمَّا يَفْعَلُ يُسْأَلُونَ. He cannot be questioned about what He does, while they will be questioned about what they are doing. He subhanahu wa ta'ala is a ruler whose rule cannot be overturned, and none because of Allah's might, majesty, pride, knowledge, wisdom, justice, and subtlety. وَهُمْ يُسْأَلُونَ. While creation will be questioned, meaning He subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who will ask His creation about what they did, whether they answered the message of the messengers. ماذا أجبتم المرسلين? When did you answer the messengers? This is like the ayah أجمعين عما كانوا يعملون. So by your Lord we shall certainly call all of them to account for all that they used to do. Allah will ask them about their deeds. Did they obey the messengers? Did they commit to the halal and stay from the haram or not? Also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَهُوَ يُجِيرُ وَلَا يُجَارُ عَلَيْهِ, and He protects all, well, against whom there is no protection against Allah, if Allah wants to inflict a punishment on one of His creation. أَمِ اتَّخَذُوا مِن دُونِهِ آلِهَةً قُلْ هَاتُوا بُرْهَانَكُمْ هَذَا ذِكْرُ مَن مَّعِيَ وَذِكْرُ مَن قَبْلِي بَلْ أَكْثَرُهُمْ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ الْحَقَّ فَهُمْ مُعْرِضُونَ وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَا مِن قَبْلِكَ مِن رَّسُولٍ إِلَّا نُوحِي إِلَيْهِ أَنَّهُ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا أَنَا فَاعْبُدُونِ. Why are they taken for worship gods besides Him? Say, bring your proof that there are other gods. What's the proof? Did these gods reveal any books? Did these other gods send any messengers? Did these other gods create anyone? No proof. It's just statements, false statements made through the tongues of the disbelievers, the devils of mankind and jinnkind. This is a reminder for those with me and the reminder for those before me. The reminder for those with me is the Quran. The reminder for those before me are the revealed books before the Quran. But most of these disbelievers do not know the truth, so they are averse to it. There is no God worthy of worship except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so worship Allah. اتخذوا من دونه آلهة قل هاتوا برهانكم. Or have 360 gods in the Kaaba at the time of the Messenger of Muhammad. So bring your proof, your evidence for what you are saying, that these 360 gods are actually gods. هذا ذكر من for those with me, the Quran, and the reminder for those before me, the previous books. And in the Quran and the previous books, it never says that there are any gods besides Allah. In all these books, it says that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one creator, the sustainer, the one that owns and runs the affairs of the world. Each book was revealed to each prophet who was sent with the message that there is no God except Allah to be worshipped, but your idolaters do not recognize the truth, so you turn away from it. That's what Allah says, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَا مِن قَبْلِكَ مِن رَّسُولٍ إِلَّا نُوحِي إِلَيْهِ أَنَّهُ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا أَنَا فَاعْبُدُونِ. And we did not send any message before you, O Muhammad, except revealed to this message, there is no God worthy of worship except me, so worship me. So the message of all the messengers, the creed, the aqidah, the creed is the same for all the messengers since Adam alayhi salam, and that is to worship Allah alone. The shara'i', the legislations, the rules, halal and haram, that this messenger was sent to, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decides what He makes halal, what He makes haram for certain people. To Him belongs the creation, and to Him belongs the order to do what to do and what not to do. So Allah, to Him belongs the creation, and to Him belongs the order, and to say halal and haram. And this is the ayah, like the ayah Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and ask those of our messengers who came before you, O Muhammad, Similarly, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلَقَدْ بَعَثْنَا فِي كُلِّ أُمَّةٍ رَسُولًا أَنْ يَعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَاجْتَنِبُوا الطَّاغُوتَ. And so do not worship Taghut. Every prophet who sent by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the last paragraph. Every prophet who was sent by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala called people to worship Allah alone, with no partner or associate. The natural inclination of man, of fitrah, also bears witness to that. Everyone knows in his worthy of worship that created everything. The idols is proof that there are other gods besides Allah, and their dispute is of no use before their Lord. On them is wrath, anger, and for them will be severe torment. This is it for today, inshallah. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to teach us the beneficial knowledge. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to save us from trials and tribulations and harm's way. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us hasana in this dunya, hasana in the hereafter, and save us from the hellfire. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make the best of our existence the day that we need Him. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bring back the Muslims to the true path, especially the youth among them, and to make them gather around the single leader that will lead them to establish Islam, truth, and justice in the world, and do with the injustice that is being done to the Muslims. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make the best day of our existence the day that we need Him. And finally, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to gather us with Prophet Muhammad in the highest paradise for Firdaus. Wa akhir da'wana alhamdulillah rabbil alameen.